Hi everyone, it's Monica, and welcome back to Tailor-Made Cards for You. Now you know me, I don't typically buy cutesy stamps, but when I saw this lumberjack image from Pretty Pink in Maine, I had to get it. My son goes to NAU and their mascot is the Lumberjacks, so of course this would be a perfect stamp set for his birthday. Now I also saw this little Main Street stamp set, and for some reason, I'm really obsessed recently with creating little scenes. So I'm going to be doing a video on this one as well, but just not today. But stay tuned for that one. Now, this is the first time that I've actually ordered from Pretty Pink in Maine. And they sent me a little cute pink rose garden stamp. So I'm going to definitely be trying that out. Now, like I said, I don't typically create cutesy cards, but I'm going to show you how to create a masculine card using this really cute set from Pretty Pink in Maine. Now, originally when I started out, like I said, I wanted to create my son a birthday card. But as I started playing with the stamp set, I just kind of fell in love with it. And I ended up also creating a Valentine card. So that's another thing I wanted to show you at the end of the video is a sample of a masculine Valentine card that you can create using this set. So make sure you stay around till the end to check out that card as well. So to begin, I pulled out my MISTI. And then I pulled out some white cardstock. Now I'm going to be doing some Copic coloring on this particular image. So I'll make sure that I do speed through that so I don't bore you too much. But I just wanted to show you this cute little image. Now in this set there's a couple of lumberjacks. You're going to get a lumberjack that's standing up, which is the one I'm going to be using. And then there's another one that's kind of on a log. And they have some great sentiments. Not only does the sentiment have a happy birthday sentiment, but the other sentiments in the set are, I bearded your birthday, I've fallen for you, and then another one says timber, and then there's another one that says, I would love to see you soon, and the wood is WOOD. So they have kind of a make on words. But this is the perfect set for some masculine cards. Like I said, not only can you create some birthday cards, but you can create a Valentine's Day card or even a missing you card. It really is a cute little set, and I think that I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. Now, to ground my little lumberjack, I decided to use the stamp set from Stamplerations. And I think you've seen me use this before. I used it on another Valentine's Day card that I created earlier. But this is a really nice set because it gives me a couple of stamps where I can actually create some ground so my lumberjack doesn't look like he's floating in air. Now the ink that I'm using to stamp my images is from Scrapbook.com, and this is the dark chocolate, and this is a hybrid ink. And the reason I use this rather than my archival ink, which is what I typically will use, is I found when I use my archival ink on my acrylic stamps, the ink kind of sticks to my paper, and I don't want my image and my paper to move when I'm stamping, because the reason I'm using my MISTI is so I can stamp multiple times if necessary. So I tend to use this hybrid ink when I'm using acrylic stamps. Now if I'm using some other stamps that have been worn, or even my acrylic stamps that have had some use out of it, then I may use my archival ink. I just seem to have this problem when it's a brand new stamp set. Now, my plan is to color this little guy up, and I'm going to fussy cut him as well. But I wanted to have an image underneath the image that I'm going to be putting on the card. I'm going to be using some foam dots, and so he'll be lifted a little bit off of the card. So I wanted to make sure I did have an image underneath him. Now, this isn't necessary. I just tend to like to do that, especially when I do add some foam tape, and my image is a little bit lifted off of the card. And this just creates a nice little shadow. Now in the set you also get some little images as well. You get this little axe, which I'm showing you now. There's a little clock, a feather, there's an acorn, there's also a bottle of rum, and a deer head. Looks like there's a little cup as well as a little bird. So you get lots of little images that you could actually decorate your card with. And some of these smaller images are great because you can create your own background. So like I said, there's a lot of ways that you can use the stamp set, and at the end of the video I will be showing you that Valentine's Day card. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video and add some music while I color my little image, and then I'll be back at the end to finish putting the card together. Okay, so now that I have my little lumberjack adhered to my card, now it's time to add my letters that say NAU. And of course, that's going to stand for Northern Arizona University. Now, my idea for this was to cut out some cut out the letters with black cardstock, and then also with red cardstock, and then I would mat the red over the black, with it being a little bit over towards the right, not completely flush with each letter, because I wanted the black to kind of look like a shadow. And with this letter, it was a little bit more difficult than I had thought it would be. I think in hindsight, I probably would have run this through my Xyron, so that way I would have had these as stickers rather than working with glue. And that probably would have been a little bit easier, but I was still able to get the job done. And then before adhering the white cardstock onto some brown cardstock, I did take some Distress ink, vintage photo, and I just edged it along the edge of the card because I did want it to have a little bit more brown tone and a little bit of grunge. Now, the brown cardstock that I used to mat my white cardstock on was first run through an embossing folder that had a wood grain because I thought that would be a nice touch as well. So while this stamp set is typically not my style, you can see I was still able to incorporate some of my personal style into the card. Yes, the image is really cute, but I was still able to add some distress and grunge it up just a bit, so that way it wasn't completely off of my style, but it was still a fun, cute birthday card. So one of the goals that I set for myself this year is to try to branch out and use some other types of stamp sets that I wouldn't typically use. And I definitely want to try some other companies. So as I had mentioned in the first part of the video, I had never purchased a stamp set from Pink and Main because I thought they were a little bit too cutesy for my style. So one thing I'm taking away from this is don't judge a stamp company by its cover. You definitely have to go into the store and check out some of the images, and you too may find some stamps that you probably thought wasn't your style, but you can certainly turn them into cute cards. So as always, I'll leave a list of all the products that I've used to create the card along with the links to the stores. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. And if there are any other stamp companies out there or specific stamp sets that you want me to create some designs for, leave them in the comments below and I'll check them out. If I do end up making a video with your recommendation, then the card that I make I'll send to you as a thank you. So before you head out, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. All right, everybody, thanks so much for stopping by, and we'll see you again next time.